calls from jail.
I am. Please let me out.
Hey,
And he's dressed the part too, so it's okay.
Please
guess what?
Send me commissary.
Guess what, guys?
It made me professional for 15 seconds.
Guess what, guys? We are live on Facebook, live on the Facebook group, live on YouTube. This is We Can't Wrestle Live, the post-WrestleMania show. This is going to be fun. Now, I want to tell the listeners right off the bat, Aaron and I discussed this before he booked it from my house to his house earlier. If anybody...
How's the climate there, by the way?
What's that?
Said, how's the weather?
Aaron, for living, 1,000 miles away, you made a pretty good time.
Yeah.
I
got fast feet.
We have probably all been drinking. Seals may have been broken, so if anybody drops off the stream for a minute, they're probably going to do the stream, because that's me. I am that guy that pees a lot. So if you see me leave, folks, I will be back. But welcome to the post-WrestleMania We Can't Wrestle Live. Kyle's here. Aaron's here. Chris is here. The four horsemen of the We Can't Wrestle Live podcast.
I'm actually jealous of Chris, because Chris apparently can see comments from our viewers. Is what Nate told me. I don't know how you can see comments from the viewers. Chris,
if you have like the studio StreamYard up and you hit the little chat bubble down there on the bottom, it says audio, video, flip, chat, leave. If you hit chat, it'll throw it up and you go to live comments.
Oh.
Like I can see Jamie, Leonard, and Jeremy all said something.
Yes, Jamie says, what's up? What's up, We Can't Wrestle crew? What's up, Jamie? Leonard Mitchell is here. He says, hey.
But I can't see you guys. Is that how it works, Chris?
Yeah, you can't see us, but you'll be able to see what they said.
It's so much better this way.
Jeremy Cotton says, Nate Maxon, what's up? What is up, Jeremy? And welcome to the post-WrestleMania We Can't Wrestle Live show. Guys, I have to say, I want to start by saying this 2 nights was better than it had any right to be. Can everybody agree on that?
I think the format of 2 nights worked well.
Yeah, the formula kind of has me worried because I was thinking about it today. The last time they browbeat us with the only time it's too big for one night. The last time they browbeat us with only was the once in a lifetime match.
Well, it's coming back next year.
Yeah, I'm like legit wondering if Vince is going to be like, this is pretty good shit. We'll just do 2 days every year.
Just a second, guys.
Nate, they had Isabel.
Yes, Jeremy, his little one is out there. Hello, Isabella. How are you? Welcome to We Can't Wrestle Live. We'll try to watch our language with Isabella watching. We'll try. We'll try, Jeremy.
I'm curious. So, did she watch WrestleMania?
Did Isabella watch WrestleMania, Jeremy?
What's her opinions of it?
She probably cursed.
All right, so I don't have the whole card in front of me, but I think what we should start with, because if we're going to keep to an hour or so for this, we should probably start with what we watched tonight. Apparently, I dropped some acid during the 5-way match.
What's funny was
freaking terrible. Sorry.
Last night after, I don't know in what order everybody watched last night's events, but I sent a message right after. I was like, "Hey, so what everybody think of the Boneyard match?" And
the Bone Zone match, Kyle, we now call it the Bone Zone match.
The Bone Zone match.
Jeremy said Isabella said what the hell a couple times.
Fair enough.
I think I summed up the Bone Zone match perfectly with my description of it.
I turned off the comments. I want to see you guys. Nate,
look.
Anybody says anything to me.
I'm in the majority. I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, every night. But for what it was, I enjoyed it. But let's say there was a lot of negative reactions. And boy,
Yeah,
did they blow it out of the water. They made last night look like
is-
it was a 5-star classic.
This is what I'll say.
yeah, but the thing
Okay,
is, tonight it wasn't overproduced, which made it better.
This is what I'll say about the Bone Zone match, okay? If the Bone Zone match wouldn't have been on the same show with a bunch of actual wrestling matches, like if they would have just been like, hey, tune in next Tuesday for the Bone Zone match, and I would have watched it, I probably wouldn't have been as like trepidatious or upset about it as I was. I think the story of it was good and the angle was good, but what they should have done is they should have done it like they did Edge and Randy Orton, but maybe had it like in like a parking lot or garage type atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily in some kind of fucking dilapidated farm.
I've never seen a farmhouse
Does that
in a
make sense?
graveyard, but that's me.
Wait, but was it really a graveyard? It had a grave.
Yeah,
It-
like
it-
one grave.
Well, but it was guys. It wasn't a graveyard. It was a bone zone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, yeah. Which is
Like-
funny. Which is funny
Surprised
because
a
I'm
couple
sure
guys
they
didn't
didn't
want
want
to
to call
just
it
being like, hey.
graveyard because of everything. Want to call it graveyard
I
match
think-
because of yet then you bury AJ Styles alive.
With,
that's
with
like I
the
told
obviously fake wrestling or the obviously fake Halloween hand with an AJ glove on it.
It's like I told Nate, guys, you know, that match could have been presentable if they would have done it in the right way. And I know I'm not reaching when I say this. Everybody here, if you don't raise your hand, remembers the Boiler Room Brawl, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. The Boiler Room Brawl seemed real because they did it in the building and it was just two guys and a camera in this basement and they're going to fight and whatever happens, happens. They should have done that with the Bone Zone match. What made
Halftime
it...
heat until the forklift view looked better than
Yeah.
the Bone Zone match.
Oh,
Like,
halftime heat.
it shouldn't have been shot the way it was and it shouldn't have been in the environment that it was.
It was
In my-
overproduced and over edited. And like I think I summed it up last night when I said it straight looks like Hallmark or Lifetime was like, hey, let's make a scary movie.
All I'm gonna say is that for what it is, and it this and the Firefly Funhouse segment is going to be what's talked about, good or bad.
But you
From this
also knew
WrestleMania.
going into the Firefly Funhouse, it was going to be off the fucking wall. Sorry,
Now, see,
off the wall.
I want to.
You knew going out of the gate that there was going to be what the hell going into that match.
Oh yeah,
I don't know who the Facebook user is, but he said, I thought the Boner Yard match was fine. That's not what we called it, buddy.
but yeah. So
And Jeremy
Boy.
Cotton said it was like a Showtime Steven Seagal movie.
Well, see, and I the deal is, okay. I want to talk about the Funhouse first.
That was fun. That was
Now-
fantastic.
Now, here's my thing about this: is I have to, being everybody knows how I am about the Matt Hardy stuff,
Okay.
the Boneyard match last night, et cetera, et cetera. Somebody, John Majewski, actually messaged me earlier and said, "Can't wait to hear your opinion on the Firefly Funhouse match." And I said, "It's a hypocritical." And I still have to prepare my argument because I'm going to look like I'm going to look like a total fan, and I'm cool with that. That's fine. Call me a hypocrite. But I actually the Boneyard match I didn't enjoy. The Firefly Funhouse match I did enjoy, because it wasn't even a match. I think it was the end of John Cena's career, actually. I think this was his send-off. And
it was a Firefly Funhouse segment.
Yes. And I guess, as weird as it sounds, I'm willing to, and maybe it's because I'm partial to the Bray Wyatt character. I don't know. I am being a hypocrite, but I'm willing to forgive the liberties they took with that more than I am the liberties they took with AJ and Undertaker. I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't.
And also,
I
I
can't
think
explain it either, but that Firefly Funhouse match was the most enjoyable thing I've watched in probably 6 years.
The greatest, one of the greatest.
You guys do not understand. Nate was sitting right next to me on the couch, and I swear to fucking God, I was laughing harder than anybody in the fucking room.
Well,
the one of the greatest little aspects, one of the greatest little aspects of it was every time Cena wound up in a different outfit or something, he's just got this what the fuck look on his face. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
And when that McMahon puppet was like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen.
this is good shit. Now, oh my! I choked on my beer. I choked on my beer. I was like mid drink when it happened.
That fucking McMahon puppet going, this is good shit. Was fucking great.
But also, I think with the Fiend over like the Matt Hardy thing, they've billed and played the Fiend character to be like a mythical type thing, where Matt Hardy is Matt Hardy, and now all of a sudden he's got powers.
I'm not even hating on the Broken Hardy shit. I enjoyed that, like when he sucked up the poison or whatever they blew in his face, and these stunt monkeys and all that shit. That was great shit.
But have you seen the AEW version yet, where they did like really bad jump cuts of him teleporting? Yeah, they did really bad jump cuts of him teleporting through the arena.
Mm.
I got better things to do than watch AEW. I got laundry to do, and
Dave DeRozier says the Firefly Funhouse was like passing of the torch and way more. And Jeremy says the Vince puppet was great.
Oh, it was. Everything about that thing was fantastic. That Eric Bischoff bullshit, well, that was like a fucking deep cut. It was
how about the fact that we finally got to see John Cena in an NWO t-shirt?
That was some deep shit.
It was amazing. Like, I mean, it was,
there is no way that any of the current quote unquote writing staff they have wrote that.
No.
That had to be Bray. Yeah, Bray Wyatt, Bruce Pritchard, John Cena. That had to be, because their writing crew, there's no way they wrote something that deep. No way.
I mean, just like how he was like, you can look, but you can't touch. I was like, no, he did not. No, he did not.
that Firefly thing, and I know people are going to be like, whoa, you that was good shit.
Good shit.
Like, as soon as the Saturday night shit happened, I was like, oh my God, Aaron's probably going, yes! Yes!
They even used the Obsession theme song. It was fantastic. And they had the pig puppet in there. It was great.
Well, the great thing is we had the SmackDown Fist. They pulled that out of the warehouse. We had Big Blue on TV. We had the old Saturday Night banner behind them. Like, they went through the warehouse. That's how you know Pritchard was involved in it, because he was like, I know where all this shit is.
Yeah. I actually tagged that back in 1988.
Let me move this body so I can grab this.
Let me move Lord Alfred Hayes' corpse out of the way so we can get this fucking thing out.
That's probably how Titus got on WrestleMania tonight, because they were moving shit to get the props, and they're like, "Oh, there's Titus. Go put him on TV."
You know what? And we give Titus some shit, but man,
Yeah, his the post match thing was the best thing he's ever done.
In his career, and just being like, "What the?"
Yeah, sitting there.
Well,
Like, it reminded me
of him just saying, "What the fuck."
It reminded me of like that little push thing they were doing with Shelton, where they would talk to him and he'd be like,
Are you guys ready to talk about the bad stuff of WrestleMania?
Well, hold on.
"The rest."
I want to talk about
There's
the.
some good shit on WrestleMania this year.
I'm happy. Aaron and I discussed this earlier when he was here, but I am very, as you guys can probably imagine, I'm very happy that Drew McIntyre went over tonight. I'm sad that Drew McIntyre didn't get to go over in front of a large crowd. I'm sad that that moment was kind of robbed from him.
I love the
And that's
fact
what I
that
told
he,
Nate.
like,
They should have thought of a spot. Go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
I love the fact that he kind of like reached out and was like, and it was like, "Hey, thank you." But I don't know. I don't know how you would have done it. I don't know if maybe you could have had tweets going on the bottom and stuff.
If you guys watch the Drew McIntyre thing special they had on the network, it was building up to all this. Like he even said, he's saying it a lot. It messed with him the whole build up.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
Oh, I bet.
He was like, so what it's going to be is, he was like, it's going to be our moment, and we'll celebrate it together when we can.
Which is a good attitude to have. And the guy's a pro. I mean, Jeremy commented, Brock must like that guy. Yeah, Brock, say what you want about Brock Lesnar, but when it's time to do business, Brock Lesnar does business. And beating him in the proper way can make anybody. He is, I think, and tell me if you guys think I'm overstepping here, but I think Brock Lesnar is the Andre the Giant of his generation, if that makes sense.
I honestly think Brock is one of the underrated sellers, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Because when he sells, it fucking means something, and he does a really good job doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, and Nate, I told you this when we were watching it, is I think hopefully all this goddamn virus shit's done by like August. And I'm not saying nothing's ever gonna be the same, but I think we'll have people being able to somewhat be in a building. I just wish they would have deviated from their course and figured out a fuck way for Brock to win, for them to hold it back for McIntyre until like SummerSlam. So when he won, there could have been like a crowd reaction.
Well,
And
I mean, let's face.
I think that's what hurt Drew. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have won, but if they were going to let Drew win, they should have they should have switched the order of the matches. Like if Drew was going to beat Brock, which they did, you should have beat him, and then they should have done that fantastic Funhouse match. In my opinion. It shouldn't have gone off with just. It shouldn't have just went off with Drew like, "Hey, I have my belt now. I'm gonna go sit in my hotel by myself because I'm not allowed to fuck a rat."
Hold on, because I'm not allowed to fuck a rat. You got to do it in the right voice.
Because she's gonna give me the Rona.
But I think
I can't get my bagpipes.
Let's face it. Everything is going to be played out at SummerSlam. You're going to have AJ Styles versus Undertaker again. You're going to have Brock versus.
God, I hope not. He murdered 3 people. Nobody understands that. Undertaker, if you look at it, he murdered 3 people. 3. He killed 3 people, and then he just left. He was like, "I gotta go get dinner now."
Michelle wants some Szechuan.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to that fucking thing.
He killed Luke Gallows. He threw him off a roof, murdered him, and then fucking killed AJ Styles. He buried him alive, and then people don't understand that he killed fucking Carl Anderson because he chokeslammed him on that fucking tin roof, and then drove away and blew it up. So that guy like killed like 3 people and was just like, "Peace. See you guys later."
Listen, I'm gonna listen
about that the next night.
I'm gonna listen to Metallica and go get Michelle her takeout.
Yeah, Gronk's just like, yeah, fuck it. That guy killed 3 people last night. I like to party.
Fuck Gronk. All right.
Yeah.
So
to deviate away from what we're talking about.
No, I'm just kind of working backwards here. So we will be getting to the Bone Zone match. I don't want to talk about Profits in Theory. We talked about that when we were. I hate the Street Profits. I don't want to talk about it.
I stepped outside for that one.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I like you guys know I like Garza, but
He's being wasted.
Can we give Garza a prop though? He didn't wrestle Humberto Andrade or Rey Mysterio.
True. Shook it up a little bit.
He wrestled somebody else.
Oh, wait a minute. Where the fuck was Rey Mysterio?
If they had been well,
they had Rey Mysterio under contract. Where the fuck was he?
He's quarantined.
Yeah, let's say the only reason why we didn't get that match.
It was supposed to be Andrade.
Did he get bat?
It was originally supposed to be Rey versus Andrade for the belt. Then Rey went to quarantine. So then they went Andrade and Angel versus Street Profits because it was supposed to be Street Profits versus AOP, but AOP got injured. So then they put that match together. Then Andrade got hurt. So they were like, "Hey, Austin kid, come here."
What one more reason I say, Chris, you just went through a bunch of shit that went down with superstars. Not only having no fans, but with all the injuries and stuff. Again, I got to reiterate, this Mania was much better than it ever deserved to be.
Yep.
They did. This shows you. Now let's go to.
Rey Mysterio has the coronavirus.
I believe he came in contact with someone that does, and when you do that, you're supposed to
immediately quarantine.
Yeah.
How did they know it was him? He was wearing a mask. Like, he's wearing a mask. People tell me if they wear a mask, they don't get the coronavirus. So how did Rey Mysterio get it? His gimmick's full of shit.
His mask doesn't cover his face.
Oh boy.
It doesn't cover his mouth or his nose. It's everything else.
But I bet
shows how stupid everybody is that's wearing a mask. Fuck all of you that are wearing masks.
I bet when he coughs, it's like booyaka, booyaka. But anyway, 36 minutes of Edge and Randy Orton showing us how wrestling psychology is supposed to work.
Goddamn right. That was fantastic.
Randy Orton is
back to watch that match.
Randy Orton is one of the top 3 to 4 wrestlers in history for in-ring psychology. Some of the little things he does are insane. Edge, I told Aaron the past couple of weeks watching Edge, first of all, in the moment, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, I did not appreciate what a fantastic fucking promo Edge is. I have now that I've watched him now, looking back on it, I've moved him into like my top 10 promos of all time. That guy is an amazing promo. And this match was, like Aaron said, what the Bone Zone match should have been. It's what the realism of it. You got one camera. You got cameramen running to try to keep up with the action. I thought it was everything it needed to be. I thought they did a great job. I thought considering the no crowd, their psychology and the way they sell really came across very real, very awesome. I really liked this match. However, Jeremy Cotton said fuck Edge. But anyway, guys, what did you think?
For you too. But Nate, do you know what Adam Copeland does, in my opinion, that might make his, other than the fact that he comes, like I told you, from the promo era of where they didn't tell Adam Copeland, hey, we're going to get you over. They told Adam Copeland, hey, we think you have potential. Now go get over. Do you know what Adam Copeland does with his promos that other people don't now because they don't know how to? It's not their fault. But he tells, like, and this might sound stupid, but when he does a promo, like when he was standing there in the empty arena and he was talking with the mic, he's telling you a story with his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what he's saying means something, but he's projecting it. Is that?
Oh yeah.
If it's dumb, I'm sorry, but
no, totally.
Well, I mean, look at the very end of the match. To what you were talking about, the fact that he was almost in tears before he delivered the final blow to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Just that storytelling, that emotion of being like I know this is what I have to do, but man, he's still my friend.
This guy's got a solid job. Nate's dead. Nate just died.
He died. He gone. But yeah,
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
but the two of them did a great job of making it seem like they gave everything they had.
Oh, that
I don't know.
That empty arena last man standing match was fantastic.
I don't know if Orton truly dislocated his shoulder, because he sold that fucking shoulder all night long.
That shit like a motherfucker. He didn't really dislocate it, but he sold it like he did, and it was fantastic. Like when every time Edge would grab him by that arm and whip him, he sold it like it hurts. Yep. It hurts. He did a fantastic job.
Because it harkens back to the cell when Foley actually really truly dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, Foley got fucked up in that, man. There was no selling, man.
No, I know, but I'm just saying though, like that was like at the level like where it was like, is Orton did he really dislocate that shoulder, or?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to me it was good. I guess let's move on to the NXT Women's Championship match.
Yeah, totally wrong person won.
Oh, and I said that in the live chat that we had going on that
I don't
Powder's back.
I don't get why
should not have won that match.
No.
The reasoning behind Charlotte Flair winning the match doesn't matter. It was stupid and it shouldn't have happened. Same way with yesterday. Shayna Baszler should have beat Becky Lynch. In 2 days, the WWE killed two of their best female athletes that they have on their roster. They just completely fucking ruined their women's division in the course of 2 days.
Well, see, and here's what's messed up.
Humble, right opinion.
Here's what's even worse is it's not like it's Survivor Series. Rhea Ripley actually got a clean pin over Charlotte. She sneaked a pin. So now it's like, well, it doesn't even matter if she was the NXT Women's Champion. All all that momentum that they had coming out of Survivor Series means nothing now, because when push came to shove, beat Charlotte Flair. That
Well, what I'm trying to
humiliated
figure out
NXT.
is that tap out at the end didn't even look like a tap out. It was her smacking and clawing at Charlotte's leg like she was doing just before she went into the figure eight. So now all of a sudden that her back is arched, that's a tap, and now all of a sudden it was a really sloppy. Like if you listen to the commentators, even they were like, "Oh, that's a tap. She's tapping."
And they pre-taped this shit, so they could have fixed it.
Okay, so Charlotte is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Charlotte is the female Roman Reigns. She has talent. She's not terrible. She's overpushed. Secondly, my biggest issue with this match wasn't the finish, even though I thought the finish was stupid. My issue, it was so fucking long. And if anybody was walking past my house at that time, they would have thought I was watching lesbian BDSM porn, because it was long and it was loud. And it was just, God, it was annoying.
And honestly,
Well,
I think
they didn't because they didn't stop, Nate. I was there.
I think Charlotte buried Rhea
And then
on
they
top
would
of
have
it all
been
because she
socially
just kept
distanced.
smiling and laughing the whole time.
What was that, Chris?
You're right, Chris. You're right.
I said I think Charlotte buried Rhea even further because if you noticed, she was smiling and laughing the entire fucking match.
Yeah.
Even at the end of it, when she got the belt, it wasn't, "Oh my God, I did it." It was just the same cynical grin, smirk, chuckle that she'd been doing the entire match.
Maybe she heard a really good joke. You guys want to hear a really good joke?
Of course we
Sure.
do.
You guys want to hear a good joke? Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle?
Uh-oh.
You guys know why Dr. Pepper comes in a bottle? Because
Why?
his wife died.
All right, my turn. This is not
Okay.
Oh, that's a good joke.
this is not nearly as provocative. What did the drummer name his two twin daughters?
Didn't.
No, Anna 1, Anna 2. All right. So anyway,
Dad joke.
What?
Gave
It's a dad joke.
I gave
Well-
an uncle joke.
I'm a dad.
I'm an uncle.
Dave DeRozier comments, I can't tell if Dave is being sarcastic or not. He says that's the queen. Woo.
Must have been talking about
Okay.
Kyle.
So
Yeah, well,
can we all talk about, okay, the last thing to talk about night 2, and then we'll go back to night 1. Can we all talk about one of the best things of night 2 of WrestleMania?
mhm.
Motherfucking Otis, baby.
Yeah.
If anybody deserves to get the girl, it's fucking Otis.
the one match that you could obviously tell Vince had, other than the Firefly, that Vince had nothing to do with.
Yes, because Vince would have had Otis have to watch a threesome between Dolph and Mandy and the lesbian.
Yeah, I was going to say, even though she's gay, there will be a threesome. 'Cause, well, like I said in the chat, you can tell Vince had nothing to do with it because the last
It was good.
love-themed angle he was involved with, we still haven't seen the goddamn victim. Where's Rusev?
Yep.
Rusev gone. Wasn't he? Is he still having his contract disputes? Is that what's going
As far
on?
as I know, yeah.
I don't
See,
blame
now
him.
I'm gonna ask this, guys. I'm not as up to, and as you guys know, I'm not as up to date on the current product as you guys are, right? You guys understand that?
Yeah. Hold on, just a second, Aaron. I want to listener interaction. Jeremy Cotton says dad jokes at its finest. Represent Jeremy. He says he loves Otis, and Otis is a lucky bastard. Wesley Kimbler checks in. Night 2 wasn't too bad. No, we've discussed that here, Wesley. We're all talking about how Mania was much
too bad. Honestly.
No. But Aaron, back to your thought about Otis and etc.
And my thought is the person that was like in the black hood gonna be somebody?
I'm pretty sure that's Mustafa Ali.
Why would it be Mustafa Ali?
That's the rumor because the circle is the exact same thing that he had on his gear. Yeah, why is it going to be Mustafa Ali?
Had nothing to do with this angle. Like, who's the guy that has the video? Who is it?
I don't know, but the only weird thing about that is the fact that no one's. Well, it's that, and no one's paying attention to the fact that the dude had a camera in the women's locker room, and that's all he recorded.
Yeah, well,
we know it's not Pat Patterson.
Because it was in the women's dressing room.
My thing is, it's like that's the biggest. Because I like that story. I like the Otis, Dolph Ziggler, Mandy Rose,
Sonya Deville.
And I honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it's Ali anyway, because then they can bring him back to feud with Ziggler. Because Ziggler can be like, it's all your fault.
Because they had to have some way for Sonny Bono to be revealed as the person that caused everything. So,
what's that crazy movie from the '90s where the guy like ran the apartment building and was recording all the apartment rooms? Sliver? No.
Something cameras, wasn't it?
God,
yeah,
I don't
that was
remember.
That was the UB40 video.
Yes. I Can't Help Falling in Love was in the soundtrack for the movie, but I can't remember the name of the fucking movie. I think Michael Douglas was in it. What? Sliver? Okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway, this is the Sliver angle.
But
you're going deeper than the goddamn Firefly. Christ, man.
Just let him go, otherwise he'll be like talking about Fred Willard again, and we don't need that shit.
Yeah. Stop thinking.
What happened? What happened?
I got a little red wagon.
That is a good looking bitch.
And even though there was no point to it whatsoever, Alistair and Bobby didn't put on that bad of a match, I didn't think.
No, it wasn't bad.
It was boring.
There was no point for it. I liked my idea. Like
I actually dug the finish of that one.
Yeah,
it was.
I liked my idea though. I mean, that
I
match
almost
had no
honestly
purpose.
forgot that match happened.
The only reason I remember is because I couldn't stop laughing at the fact that it looked like Lashley went gear shopping with Ricochet. Like those were.
Did you guys see
Vince
that?
is giving up on Ricochet, so he's probably like, you know what, pal? Let's use all your gear for Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what a black man should look like.
But my thing is,
it's the truth, though. You know it is.
Okay, I'm back.
But,
Can't help it.
Light-skinned motherfucker.
what my opinion was, instead of the Alistair Bobby match, since they should have just called an audible since we got hosed on the true tag team match last night. I think they should have said hell with it and had Big E. Which Uso was in the match last night?
Jimmy.
I think it should have been Big E and Jay tonight against each other. That way they still had their WrestleMania shot. And whoever won their singles match got their team the #1 contendership at the next show.
Whenever we can have another pay-per-view.
Yeah, but see, then you already took care of that too. You took care of that, and you had another match that made sense instead of, hey, Horned King and Ricochet XL. We'll have a match.
Yeah,
My
but
thing is,
I wish Ernie Ladd was still
Bobby
alive.
so thick.
We were talking about African American wrestlers. One of the greatest African American wrestlers, Ernie Ladd. I wish he was still alive so he could tell the Street Profits every time you cash a check you're stealing. Anyway.
steal our money, you stupid motherfucker.
Take your red Solo cup and go home. All right.
Go
Oh,
yo
shit.
stale.
So
Like,
let's.
why are the Street Profits on a pay-per-view, but fucking Finn Balor or Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa aren't?
Because they canceled Takeover, so we'd have 2 nights of WrestleMania.
They should have worked NXT into Mania, I guess. In this situation, I know you guys. I know you guys have heard me for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks talk about how I don't like the NXT brand bleeding into the main roster, but they should have given some of these guys again.
For what? A 3-minute match? We've seen what he did to the NXT talent on the show anyway.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Match.
I'm not gonna argue with that at all.
Going into night one, I want to start with what I thought was an amazing match, better than what it probably should have been, and that was the ladder match.
It was a great ladder match. It shouldn't have been for the tag. It shouldn't have been for the tag team titles.
Last night was awesome.
It's what I told Nate
pre-show
was
match
that
was
John.
good.
Like I told Nate that John Morrison went in that match and probably told those guys, he was like, "Look, kids, I've been working in front of crowds this size, so I know how to do this."
I came from
Well,
Lucha
look,
Underground. I know all about the super edit matches. Just listen to me. But I mean, I thought Gulak Cesaro put on an amazing
Like
match.
I've been working in front of crowds of one. I know how to do this.
I'm going to be honest, Chris. I didn't watch any of the pre-show stuff, so I didn't actually see that match, but I heard it was really good.
That was the only reason I
Yeah, it
watched
was
the
good.
pre-show is because it was Gulak and Cesaro, and I knew it was going to be. It was Gulak and Cesaro.
To start off,
Very weirdly,
go ahead, Kyle.
Michael Cole on the pre-show was the only one announcing that match, and I was like, "Oh no! Please tell me it's not going to be just Michael Cole the entire night."
Could have been worse. They could have brought out Sam Roberts like they did NXT and maybe not want to watch it at all.
Was it produced Michael Cole, or was it NXT UK Michael Cole without being produced?
It was
'Cause-
more.
It was Michael
more-
Cole kind of lost by himself.
Because
Yeah,
I'm not trying to go off topic, but I think that a lot of people hate on Michael Cole undeservedly, because Michael Cole is how he is because he's produced by Vince. Because if you go back and watch those NXT UK pay-per-view, the NXT UK pay-per-view that he called, the guy's actually a really awesome play-by-play guy. So that's why I was asking. I didn't.
Hit the
Yeah,
red button.
it's all right. Whatever. It's all good.
but yeah,
So
me,
night.
I-
Let's. Oh, go ahead, Kyle.
let's say to me, like I said, for a thrown together match that with all the pieces and stuff and everything, you know, so say what you want to say on tag team titles, but I creative.
I just liked how
What's
Kofi
the
and
name?
Uso looked at each other like,
The fuck is
The way-
Nate laughing at?
It's because on my end Kyle has lag, so it's like he's having a stroke. He's like, I think this was good match.
I
Fair
can
enough.
feel my left elbow. No.
I smell burning toast.
And now I fall on the linoleum.
Oh no.
All right. Anyway, so we'll get to that.
Find it tomorrow. It'll
We'll
be
get to-
okay.
We'll get to the tag title match, but if we're talking about night one, we've been talking about it periodically throughout the show. The
John
Bone Zone
Morrison,
match.
Night one. John Morrison took a hell of a fucking bump.
All right, let's just talk about that match. We keep going back to it. I can't keep this shit on track. That match, triple threat match, great match, ladder match, shouldn't have been for the tag titles though.
Yeah, that was stupid. That's not a tag team.
Yeah.
Well, WrestleMania
Dumb.
should have been in a closed set, and
People got the Rona, Kyle. It
I
happened.
understand that. I'm just telling you that there's a lot of things that should have. I mean, like I said, there's a lot into everything else that shouldn't happen, but they did.
You could have changed the stipulation. You could have said there's going to be.
There's a
Go
lot
ahead.
of things that shouldn't have happened. Do you watch wrestling? I'm pretty sure we could say that at least 15 times per show per week.
No.
Nate's shaking his head because he knows. Nate's shaking his head because he knows.
Chris, other than when I watch the NWA, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I watch sports entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Well, that kind of bugs me, too, because...
I thought Chris Wood was asking me if I watch wrestling, and then Nate was like, he started shaking his head, and I was like, Nate knows what I watch.
All four of
and
us
he knows
have
that this
WWE
fucking
Network.
Firefly Funhouse shit was like the first long show that I've watched in a minute.
Like, I'm honestly, to be quite honest, the way how Vince is so anti-wrestling, I'm really surprised he still calls this WrestleMania.
Me too.
I guess Entertainment Mania just doesn't sound right.
And that is exactly why for the past 10 years they have said he instructs everybody on that show, if you notice, as many times as they possibly can. It's WrestleMania, the biggest entertainment event of the year.
That's why they had that fucking sock puppet open the show both fucking nights. Sock puppet.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon. She's a sock puppet.
All right, so let's do it.
If Vince could legally stick his fingers in her and make her talk, he'd do it.
He's talking about Vince's daughter, by the way. So let's get to.
He can't do that in Connecticut because that's illegal, probably.
Let's get to why I'm a hypocrite and why the Bone Zone match or the Boneyard match. Let's talk about that to start off the night one. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want you guys to talk about this match while I prepare my argument to be a hypocrite about this versus the Firefly Funhouse.
All right, since I'm the one that was like big a proponent for it, come on.
And I'm gonna get a beer.
It was cool to have AJ Styles show up in the hearse where they played it off as the Undertaker. The casket comes out, it pops open, and then they start playing AJ's music. It's a good heel shit. I understand it's not in the arena and stuff, but fuck it, come on. I mean, what? And then it was cool seeing American Badass Undertaker.
I'm cool with that too. My complaint with it isn't the fact that AJ Styles is wrestling the Undertaker. At first, when I heard that AJ was going to be facing Undertaker, I didn't like it. Okay? I didn't see it. But then when AJ started getting personable with Undertaker, I was like, hey, I can see this. I can understand why this is going on. And if they would have did that same exact goddamn match in a alley, okay? Like if they would have been like, we're in the Performance Center and we have Mark Calloway and AJ Styles or Allen or whatever you want to call him, and they cannot be in this building together to have this fight, so we're going to have them outside, and they would have fought like outside. in an alley or something like that, I would have had no fucking problem with it.
The thing is, to counteract with what you said, Aaron, I don't even think the location would have been bad if it wouldn't have been so overproduced. If they would have done it like they did
I
Edge
was
and
getting
Randy,
there, bud.
you know, like how you said with Edge and Randy tonight, how they had the camera chasing them and everything. If they had done that, I think it would have even made it better.
Well, that's what I was getting at, was if they would have said, we're not even going to let these guys inside the building. You know what I mean? Like you got the Edge and Randy thing, and they're going to fight in the building, but you can say this this AJ and Undertaker thing is so fucking serious that we're not even going to let them in the building because we don't know what they're going to do. We're not even going to sanction it to where they can even come inside. They're going to fight outside. I would have had no, like
it is as though
like
then
I
it
told
takes
Nate, like
so
say
what,
Undertaker. There was a spot in that match, honest to God, where Undertaker was beat to fuck. Okay, he's beat up. AJ beat him up, and he went through like Anderson Gallows, and he was beat up and he was down. They were just beating the shit out of him, and then he looked at fucking AJ, and AJ was like, "Come on, Mark," and Mark looked at him and went and flipped him off. Okay, do you guys remember that spot?
mm-hmm.
He was like, flipped him off. It was right before AJ got buried, which was stupid. You could have done that spot anyway with him either leaning up against a broken pallet in a fucking alley or up against a dumpster in a fucking alley and just being like, fuck you, Alan. And him putting his finger up, and it would have been just as effective if they wouldn't have had him goddamn riding into the match on his fucking motorcycle while Metallica's playing with like a fucking camera facing down.
Like
Okay.
that's my whole
Now-
thing with it is the
Fucking
camera work.
stupid.
Now here's the thing, okay? You said that it should have been what Edge and Orton was and everything else, but the problem is if you did what Edge and Orton did, then it takes away the special feel for Edge and Orton.
I don't think it does.
Let's look at the fact of it. It's a sense of variety.
No,
I mean, they made a
it
choice.
doesn't. What I told you was you're putting them in a different environment. You're
But see,
putting
that's
them
the
in
thing,
a
though.
basement, or you're putting them in an alley, and then you take AJ, and then you take Edge and Orton, and you put them in the performance center. It's a different fucking environment. That Bone Zone match was fucking stupid.
I don't know. Like I said,
Well, I know you don't.
we're talking about
You
we're
just told
talking
me you don't. It was stupid.
about a mythical taker.
He wasn't mythical when he was in the Bone Zone. He wore a headband and he drove his fucking motorcycle in there.
Kyle paused with a
He
funny
showed
look
up
on
like
his
a
face.
normal person.
And he has been.
He showed up like a dude. He showed up like a
Put him
guy
to a
that was
cat
buying a fucking hamburger.
set on fire. Him and Kane
Kane wasn't there. Taker showed up like a normal dude. He was just like, "What's up, Alan? You want to fight?" But then all of a sudden, he can shoot
Well,
fire
I mean,
out
he's
of
still
a
mythical.
fucking
He
10-foot.
appeared behind.
Yeah, that's the other
That
thing
was
though,
like 20
because
minutes in, man.
they
20
were
minutes
I don't-
in, he
I
shows
don't
up
think it
behind
was-
me, shoots fire out of a goddamn barn.
they were mixing
That was
gimmicks.
fucking
Like he
bullshit.
never did that shit
That
when
was
he was American
stupid
Badass.
fucking match.
Like I said, when you look,
Kyle, I think Kyle has some connection issues.
Yeah,
Now, here's what I want to
you wanna
say.
give- here's look.
Kyle's arguing and he doesn't know we can't hear him.
Taker.
Kyle's in the Bone Zone.
All right, so
He just left. Oh my god, bro.
He didn't leave. He didn't leave. I took him out so he could get his shit together. But anyway, I need somebody. I need somebody here. I need somebody here to be my lawyer. One of you two guys needs to be my lawyer.
I've had lawyers too much to actually be one.
My question is, how do I go to people that I'm going to have to go to and say, how do I justify that I hated the Bone Zone match, but I loved the Firefly Funhouse? How do I justify that?
The Boneyard match was being portrayed as borderline shoot, whereas the Firefly Funhouse match was supposed to be in a realm of what the fuck, because it was the Fiend. It was meant to be in a realm not normal, not real. The Boneyard match was...
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
The Boneyard match was being portrayed as...
What are you doing?
The Boneyard match is portrayed as being, like I said, a borderline shoot fight, whereas the Firefly Funhouse was not.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate to myself in that the Boneyard match was shot like a movie, and the Firefly Funhouse was shot like a fucking movie. Yeah, I mean it's hard. It's going to be hard for me to justify this, but for some reason, I'm more willing to accept what we saw tonight over what we saw last night.
Well, because like I said, it was geared as supposed to being a shoot, but yet, and how you're saying that it would take away from Edge and Randy, it wouldn't have, because they were portraying it as almost a shoot, but yet every camera was fixed, knew exactly where they're going to be and everything else. If it's supposed to be a real fight, you should have had cameramen fucking chasing them around. How the hell are they going to be at a farm cemetery place in the dark and know, oh, they're going to go here, then they're going to be over here. Make sure you have camera C pointed right here because he's going to climb this spot right here.
Right.
That's what killed it for me. It was overproduced and over-edited.
It was, but
Nate, you can let Wood be your lawyer if you want.
He can be my warrior too.
All I know is if it was last or the Bone Zone match or Undertaker versus like Goldberg and some of the matches he's had, I'll gladly take the Bone Zone.
I just want hold on, Army. I just want you to know.
Please, Army, tell me you're going to sound clip that.
Yes, Army. I am sound clipping that.
I'll take the Bone Zone.
Gladly take it in the Bone Zone. That's good for you, buddy. But Nate, I'll tell you,
Kyle Bone Zone Army.
Know it.
Go ahead, Aaron.
What I will say is anybody that would tell you, Nate, that you don't like it in the Bone Zone, but you actually liked the Firefly Funhouse or Firefly Funhouse, and they're like, "Why did you like this over that? You're wrong." You just look at me like, "Fuck off! This is my property. Sit on the curb, bitch."
Or how about the
That's
fact
what I
since
would
we're
tell somebody. Be like, "You don't pay the rent here, so I don't give a fuck. Get out of my house."
Or considering the fact that we're getting close to an hour here, how about we just say this: that whether you loved it or you hated it, the fact is that
it happened.
It had you on the edge of your seat.
That Bone Zone thing was dumb, but that Firefly Funhouse thing, when we're done talking today, I'll go watch that again. I was watching the Bone Zone again.
I don't know if it was officially 15, 20 minutes or whatever, but I have to tell you guys, I have been a wrestling fan since 1983. And that Firefly Funhouse thing, that Firefly Funhouse thing,
you can't say it either,
was one of the probably top 10 15 to 20 minutes of professional wrestling that my eyes were glued. I could not look away for a second.
I'll just say the Firefly Funhouse would have gave fucking Papa Shango fever dreams.
It's like I told Nate. No, guys, Kyle, Chris, it's like I told Nate. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
We sat there and we watched that with Kendall and Caitlin. Kendall is Nate's wife. Caitlin is Nate's daughter. Neither one of them are professional wrestling fans. And the 20 minutes that we watched that Bray Wyatt, John Cena, Firefly Funhouse match, both of them were fucking enthralled and enjoyed every goddamn minute.
Because they see enough of it. They're not wrestling fans, but they see enough of it with me to know who these guys are. And
they understood that this was fucking fantastic. They gave no shits about that 5-woman match.
No one did.
No shits about that fucking Goldberg fucking
That's next.
match.
That's next on the list, by the way.
They gave no shit about the match that happened after it. They gave no shits about Brock Lesnar versus fucking Drew McIntyre. They didn't give a shit about anything that we watched. They enjoyed that goddamn John Cena Bray Wyatt match.
Strowman and
fucking enthralling, and it was beautiful. That was a good goddamn thing, and I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Strowman and Goldberg.
Stupid shit.
Did the best with what they could, I guess.
Nope, it was stupid.
Look,
It would have been.
I will have to admit, after thinking about it, they pretty much literally copy and pasted both heavyweight title matches.
Yeah.
They both consisted of 4 finishers each.
Well, and these two matches, the two main event matches, were the problem with them was with those two matches. Okay, with Taker and Styles, I will give them credit. They went outside the box considering the circumstances. Same with Cena and The Fiend. These two matches, the 2 world title matches, and I'm super happy Drew is the world's champion. But these 2 matches were essentially what they did was they presented what they would have presented if there was an audience there. They didn't think outside the box with these 2 matches. If these 2 matches were in front of 75,000 people, we would probably think about them differently.
They were longer than the Saudi Arabia matches.
Right, Nate?
True. What's that, Aaron?
And that's what I told you. That's what I told you when we were watching them. That if Goldberg would have been spearing like Roman Reigns or Braun Strowman over and over, the crowd would have been like, "Oh, he's getting him." But then we're sitting there watching it, and it's just Michael Cole and fucking whoever just sitting there like, yeah, this guy's spearing this guy. Jesus Christ. I got a hot pocket in the fucking goddamn microwave waiting for me. It was 2 interviewers waiting for goddamn room service. They
Kyle?
should have.
yeah.
What was your thought on Braun and the Berg?
There's no sense of continuity because now you have proven to us that Goldberg can destroy the Fiend, which now that means Braun Strowman could destroy the Fiend.
Even though the Fiend's already destroyed Braun Strowman.
And the Fiend destroyed John Cena. So I don't,
Now I'm stroking out.
All I'll say is this. Am I still stroking out?
No, you're good now.
Cool, great.
See, you have to do every show. You have to do every show from that very position because every time you're in that very position.
All right. Well, all I'm going to say is this.
Fuck your comfort.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is this: is that, in all honesty, WrestleMania was weird. It
I'm
was different.
Combo Death
It was
from Motel 6. Fuck your
bet-
comfort. We'll leave the
better
light
than
on for you.
it was better than it needed to be, or it should have been. And quite honestly, thanks to everybody that for everything they did, because honestly, like I said, if nothing else, they made it entertaining.
Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, I think I told Aaron earlier tonight, I think that with the no crowd for what they had to do, they might be the two guys that other than Edge and Orton. Okay, so let's talk about night one here. I think for night one, they were the two guys that utilized that the best. Because I think overall, from everything we saw, Edge and Orton did the best job with it. But for last night, I think that Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, they put on a really good match with no audience.
But it
They
was
did.
also
Night one,
coming from
night
two
one
guys
for
that
me.
started in very, very low grade indies and worked their way up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true. Like Aaron said about
night one
Morrison,
for me,
they're used to
night
no
one
crowd.
Now, I think it's a tie between that and the Daniel Bryan Sami Zayn match,
That's what I'm saying. Night one for me was Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan.
because
I thought Seth
no-
Rollins coming out night one dressed like a fucking Hare Krishna was stupid.
He's a messiah. It made sense. I thought it was great.
Like he was like,
but yeah, Sami Zayn.
peace to you,
Like, you
peace
don't-
to you. That
You
was
don't watch
fucking
their product
stupid.
enough, though, Aaron. You got to realize, like, when they still had people, he would actually come
Well, I
down
watched
walking the
product
aisle like this
enough.
and, like, blessing people on his way to the ring doing the whole messiah thing. So that gear made sense,
I
but
watched
it
the
didn't make
product
sense
enough.
with no people.
I watched the product enough. I'm good.
It's like the Jackal.
It's not like
No.
Jackal.
It's not like Don
Jackal
Callis.
was better than Seth Rollins.
But yeah, like I said, to me, Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan had an amazing match. I loved how much of a chicken shit heel the Sami Zayn
Yeah.
was.
Sami Zayn won that match by being a chicken shit heel.
Yep.
Because he was a chicken shit heel. And the reason that match was so much better than what anybody else was doing on that show, or even in the next show, was the fact that there were people surrounding the ring. So there were people making noise. That's my biggest complaint about the first. This is stupid. I'm going to say it. My biggest complaint about day one of WrestleMania is the fact that they had these people out there and they were having these matches and that ring was making absolutely no noise. So, like, say I'm wrestling, okay? I'm a professional wrestler. I'm a big, strong guy. And I'm going to wrestle Kyle. And I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to slam him. And when I slam him, that mat makes this noise. Okay? You just watch that. It looks like I just slammed this guy. So I just picked up Kyle and I just slammed him and it goes, makes no noise. Okay? If you're a person that doesn't like wrestling, you're like, that's why I think it's fake. But say I pick up Kyle and we're wrestling and I pick him up and I slam him and it goes, and it makes a fucking noise. At least you hear something slamming on the mat. And we're hitting each other and all this shit. That sounds like there's contact, even though there isn't. But there's contact. I'm getting into the weeds and Nate doesn't even know what I'm talking about now. That's how I felt about that fucking ring they had the first night, and they kind of got better with it the second night. But to me, if they're going to keep doing these empty arena matches, there needs to be sound. There needs to be people hitting the mat. There needs to be people laying it in on their opponents. Like if I'm wrestling Nate, I'm gonna hit him. You
I
know
think
what
the
I mean?
problem they ran into was the fact of they didn't want the spots being picked up by the mic because there's no crowd to hide it.
Well, I don't. But I told Aaron earlier, I don't. I think they rehearsed the. I think they rehearsed these matches Randy Savage style because I did not notice anybody calling spots on either one of these nights.
Right.
I didn't hear the fucking ring. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about if I hear somebody calling a spot.
I do.
Well, no, I'm saying like Nate, you came into it late. What I'm saying is if I pick you or Kyle up and I'm gonna slam you on the mat and it just goes, and you roll off of it, how am I supposed to believe that hurt? But if you hit the mat and it's like there's a noise, there's a brr, brr, brr. You hit the turnbuckle and there's a fucking rattle on it. You know what I mean? Like in the 80s or the early 90s when like Bret would hit the ropes. When Bret Hart would take a chest bump into the turnbuckle, you fucking heard it. You know what I mean?
You felt it.
And now you don't even fucking hear it. So
Right.
how am I supposed to believe that it even fucking hurt this person?
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be noise. There needs to be sound with the contact. There needs to be people audibly being like, Jesus Christ, this fucking hurt. It was like what match did we watch where they were like, let go of me, let go of me. That was believable. But that person was Charlotte.
It was Charlotte Flair when she had Rhea down. I told Aaron like this was one of the best subtle psychology things I saw the two nights, other than all the shit Orton and Edge did. But when Charlotte had Rhea down with her foot, and Rhea was grabbing her hair, Charlotte kept going, "Let go, let go." It was a good psychological thing, you know, just getting you into the match, making you think it looks real. Dave DeRozier says Ziggler took a nice turnbuckle tonight. Yes, he did, and he did a lot of good things tonight. Him and Otis had a really good match tonight.
He worked his ass off for Otis.
They all did. Everybody involved in that whole angle did. Becky Lynch should not. This is the last thing we'll go on. The women's tag title match last night was decent, but not really anything to write home about. But Becky should not have gone over Shayna. And if the show goes a little bit longer for me to bitch about this, or any of us to express our opinion on this, because I think this is important.
I don't understand how you build a monster that made history and eliminate every single person in a chamber by themselves to lose like that.
Fucking stupid, and it's a Vince thing. Because he's apparently got fucking Alzheimer's or dementia or something. So this is one of the things that I'm the most angry about this show. And it's not necessarily anti-Becky. I have said for a couple of months now that I think that they ruined her push, but I still really am a fan of Becky Lynch. I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I like her. I think she's amazing. I think she's a great talent. I think she's money. However, what sense does it make for Shayna to come into this match? What sense does it make for Shayna to come into this match with all the heat she had, with all the popularity she had, lose with a roll-up? Because, I mean, to me, your money is in either Shayna Becky or Shayna Becky Ronda or Shayna Ronda. I'm just saying, you have the money thing to do would have had to been Shayna win tonight, roll through everybody for a year. Nobody can beat me. I beat every woman on this roster. I beat all the pretty girls you brought up against me. I've beat all of your divas or what have you, and here comes Ronda. I mean, and I know that sacrifices Becky, but they've already sacrificed Becky by fucking up her push.
Well, not only that.
How about this, guys? Sorry, then I'll shut up. They ruined two women tonight. All right, two. They ruined two women. They ruined Shayna Baszler, and they ruined Rhea Ripley, which we already talked about with Charlotte. So say both of them win. Okay, they both win at WrestleMania. And now we have to take this down spell and build till SummerSlam. And we want one women's champion. How awesome would it be if you said, in this women's match, these two women are going to fight for this championship, be the one crowning woman. It is going to be Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley. And they're just going to beat the fucking dog piss out of each other.
But we've seen that already.
Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler is a goddamn money match, in my opinion. I'll shut up now.
What I don't understand is they have built her to be such a submission magician and whatnot, and those counters upon counters and all this and all that. She didn't know how to let go of her own goddamn move to keep from getting pinned.
Like,
It was a shitstorm. It was a shitstorm. It was booked. I'm sorry, Kyle. I cut you off. Go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna say, imagine if Ric Flair, when he put the figure 4 on and people reversed it, if he fucking tapped out every single time. It'd be fucking stupid. It's like, no, he knows how to get out of his own hold.
Well, the thing is, I mean, there's like the whole, once they reverse the figure 4, there's probably a way like they could hold on to it. But the way that Shayna got pinned, it was literally because she didn't let go. Like, legit, she didn't let go. The submission magician, the cage fighter, didn't know how to go,
And you can't say you didn't hear the pin count because there was no fans.
It was a shitstorm. It was booked.
Like,
It was-
personally, I honestly wondered, her face after the match, was that a work, or was that legit true disgust that they wanted that match to end like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, and again, I want to say again, just to reiterate, this is not any sort of hate on Becky Lynch, because I really am a fan, have been a fan since NXT days, and was really happy when she got the push that she got, but the push has been botched, and I think that if you would have had, what's that?
I feel it's been strained, like they've tried too hard to push too much.
Yeah, and
like they didn't need to. She was doing it completely organic and successfully.
And that's what they do. That's what they do with everything organic.
No, you can't be organic or successful.
They move in and they fuck it up. That's why I was so, like, as silly as it sounds, that's why I was so gleeful about what happened with Otis tonight, because I was like, holy shit, they didn't fuck with it. They just let it be what it was. And it's that, but you're right, it the way that they do things has fucked her up, and it shouldn't have, because she really is as good as we all think she is, and it should have been organic. But what I think
is, even the feuds that they put her in lately, they put her in feuds to where I honestly believe fans are starting to doubt that she's even that good anymore.
And they are. It's fucking it all up. She is that good. And I think that's another thing that would have been beneficial for letting Shayna go over tonight, because then you can take Becky back and say, "Oh, Becky." Yeah, exactly. She's doubting herself. She's, give her a few months of well, fuck, how the fuck did I lose to this person? Or how the fuck did I lose to this person? And let her refine herself. And yeah, but now,
like, let her go back to the fact, and they can do this with a lot of people, is maybe not put on shows in front of nobody, but go with, like, training and showing the integral personalities of people and saying, hey, here's this Becky Lynch chick, and she couldn't beat Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler took the title from her, and Shayna Baszler is now a UFC or Ultimate Fighting or mixed martial arts person, whatever, and now she has the belt. And in 6 months, she's gonna come back and she's gonna beat Becky Lynch again. And Becky Lynch is like, nope, bitch, I'm working out like a motherfucker at the Performance Center, and you're seeing it, and you can interview them, and you can talk to them, and it doesn't need to be in front of a crowd. I might be talking out of my ass. I don't know.
No, I mean it's classic wrestling booking. You get somebody over by knocking them down a couple of notches and bringing them back up, or having them start a couple notches down and bringing them up. But that's not what we do now.
Well, I think what Vince's issue is, he doesn't understand what a soft reboot is. He thinks he needs to completely redesign.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't comprehend soft reboot, which is all Becky needs.
Yeah. Well, what Vince would do is he would take her off TV for 6 months, shave her head, give her a heater.
I don't think Becky Lynch is the problem, because Becky Lynch went over. Is that
No.
what you said, Chris?
No, the thing is, Becky was getting over, and then Vince was like, well, hell, let's help. And they over-fabricated and forced a push. Like this whole she's the female Stone Cold thing feels so forced now.
Yes.
Yeah, but see, WrestleMania
And it didn't need to happen.
WrestleMania didn't hurt Becky Lynch. Like, Becky Lynch should be over now because she won. What WrestleMania hurt was WrestleMania hurt fucking Shayna Baszler, it hurt Rhea Ripley, and it hurt any other goddamn chick that wants to step up against these people. Because now Charlotte Flair, who's terrible, and Becky Lynch, who's good, but Becky Lynch is good when she's chasing a championship, not when she is the champion. And I'm going to go on the record as saying that. Becky Lynch should be the person that is going, Shayna Baszler beat me, broke my fucking arm, or my elbow, or whatever, and now I gotta rehab this shit, and I'm gonna go through this for the next 6 months, and when I get back, I'm gonna beat that big bitch's ass. People would be in her on that.
That's what I'm saying, a soft reboot.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince doesn't believe in soft reboots. He believes in complete character change.
Because that's good shit, pal.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit. Right now, hold on, before we sign off, thank you for joining us on our We Can't Wrestle Live post-WrestleMania edition. This was impromptu. Thank you guys for all being Johnny on the spot and being on the show tonight. I want to say to anybody that's watching on our Facebook page, join the Facebook group. We have lots of cool shit on there. The guys post on there. Aaron's doing watch parties on there. I give away free I try to give away free shit at least a couple of times a week. Hey, it's all about people's luck, but I'm just saying free shit is given away or attempted to be given away. Kyle and Chris, of course, contribute to the page with posts and such. Dave DeRozier says, great show, guys. Dave, thank you. And you're a great fan. We appreciate our fans. Also, anybody that is in the group or on the page, subscribe to our YouTube page. We are going to do a lot more on the page this year with that, or on the YouTube page with that. My real work job this coronavirus has thrown everything out the fucking window. Nate is mentally fucking exhausted. Let's just put it that way. listen to the show, subscribe to anything we have, the YouTube, join the Facebook group, join the Facebook page. So, Aaron, I'll give you the first dibs. I'll give you the first dibs on saying goodbye to the listeners as we sign off.
I gotta go away first.
Yep. Well, you're not going to go away. You're just saying goodbye first.
I was say I'm gonna do a goddamn watch party probably after this.
All right.
I might watch some NWA wrestling. It might be some WCW Saturday night. Who fucking knows? Kyle watches with me.
Yeah.
Just
the other
just
night. The other night
no Pornhub. No Pornhub.
Well, I don't want
The other night I
Pornhub
watched the
on
Go
there.
Home.
Jesus Christ. Who fucking went into like the deeper reaches of their mind like Kevin Sullivan? I just watch good fucking wholesome wrestling.
Aaron.
What?
Nobody said it was going to be easy. But anyway.
I'm going to sign off from this bullshit. Probably smoke a cigarette, and then I might watch some wrestling.
Thanks for calling the show bullshit.
If I'm on it, it's bullshit. Kyle left. He was like, fuck it, I'm out. Help me back.
He's like, I'm not tired of bullshit.
Chris?
Anyway.
Oh, Aaron.
Anyway. I'm going to pimp out of this because Nate's like, fuck off, Aaron. You're done.
You done. You out.
You're done. You're done, son.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. He murdered me like a Benoit baby. I'm going to have to get out of here.
Christ.
And then we're going to watch some fucking wrestling. Wood was shocked.
You've been erased from the network, Aaron.
Shit happens, man. I'm like Rockin' Rebel. Did you guys see that Rockin' Rebel's erased now too?
I didn't know he was there.
He was, but
I mean, don't you have to be relevant to be erased?
Well, he killed his wife, so he's out now too.
Well, bye-bye, Ramblin' Rebel.
Ramblin' Rebel.
Chris Wood.
Isn't that the truck stop over here?
What about Ramblin' Rabbit? What?
It's a Ramblin' Roof. Anyway, you guys are fucking up my goddamn outro.
All right, do it.
I'm saying I'm pimping out. And after this, I'm going to do a watch party. And anybody that wants to join can. If not, go fuck yourselves. And I'll have a good time.
Chris?
Just make sure you guys are following us on social media. Make sure you hit up the YouTube page, Facebook. Got any questions? Got any ideas? Don't hesitate to shoot a message to any of us. Also,
make sure
shout
you're
out to
socially distancing.
Yes. Also, shout out to Archie. Wasn't able to join us tonight. He had some stuff come up. Hopefully, everything's good with him.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you guys all coming in, watching us, putting up with us, being entertained by our ridiculous ramblings and carrying on. It's just something we like to do. It's something we like to have fun with. And it's something we're happy we're able to connect with other people with, especially at this time right now. This is some shit going on. We're all going to get through it. The best way to get through it, use some common sense.
Chris, I don't want to cut you off.
Wash your balls, guys.
I have to say to each and every one of you out there, your lawn gnomes aren't important right now. Your fucking couch isn't important right now. And I will say this, and I say this on the Motley Soup podcast. I'll say this on the fuck your couch, nigga. And stay home. Kyle? Wait, hold on, Kyle.
Yes.
You're the real star of this show. Kyle, No Sleeves Army. People love you, man. I'm telling you, people fucking love you, you big fucking teddy bear. People love
what can
you.
I say? I take cash. Where's the green puppy?
You're the most popular guy on this show. You're just the man. People love Kyle.
Guys, it's the lack of sleeves.
You're pokeable, man.
To
But then
reiterate
again, you know,
what Nate
chicks
said,
love felons, and he looks like one. So
yeah, true. But no, to reiterate what Nate said, be good to each other,
Kyle,
be kind to each
Kyle.
other, be
Kyle.
kind to those people who are working in the retail, who are essential workers.
Like.
Thank your postmen, thank the workers at McDonald's, at Wendy's, fast food, everything. For the love of God, show them a little bit of love, show them a little bit of respect.
Kyle says, "Be kind." Rewind.
Yes.
And
Like I said,
loves to be poked.
let's keep this curve going down, because let's be honest, I don't want to watch Money in the Bank with nobody in the crowd.
Or half of our population fucking dead.
Yeah. It's unprecedented what we're in. Just be good to each other, be kind to each other, and like Nate said, if you don't have to go out, don't stay in. Stay in. Stop going to the grocery stores and stuff just to get out of the house.
Nobody's eating that much hamburger.
Yeah, these people who are considered essential employees, like myself, I'm off work, I'm on unemployment and everything else, but I got a lot of friends who are essential and have to work. So
Kyle,
for the love of them.
Kyle.
Yes.
For my We Can't Wrestle podcast business, you are essential.
Oh,
I appreciate that, but I can do this in my own house and
Like,
actually, you can only do that in that one.
For this,
Kyle, for the record, you can only do this in that specific spot you're in right now. Don't ever go where you
Yes. The essential thing is stay right there. Stay right there.
Don't move the camera. You're going to stroke.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
You know where it's damp right now? Don't leave that
Ew.
spot, man. It's
Jesus.
just stay where it's damp.
It's in my pants.
That's a moist towelette you've been sitting on for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm going to sit here and say that I'm not worried about the toilet paper. I use the wet wipes. Gotta.
And by wet wipes, he means that he soaks the sleeves and he cuts off all his shirts.
You don't just wipe your hands off when they're dirty. You wash them. Come on, man.
Just keep sitting on that moist towelette.
2020, wipe your butthole.
And let it absorb into your butt, and you'll be okay, buddy.
For the love of God, have some self-respect. Use some moist towelettes.
Can we close now before this gets worse?
Yes, we can. Thank you for joining us for We Can't Wrestle Live, the post-WrestleMania edition.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's 2020.
No.
But none of us are Barbara Walters.
People do that.
Guys, make
I
sure
want
you
to
stick around.
get up a day, but I'm afraid I might get drunk and think
I
it's
have
a water
a job.
fountain.
Guys, make sure you stick around and catch Aaron's watch party.
We will see you next time around on We Can't Wrestle Live. Coming back Sunday night at 10:30 as usual. Thank you. The post-WrestleMania show is over. And thank you for joining us on We Can't Wrestle